This video is sponsored by Magic Mind. More on them later.
Now, I'm not really a cigar smoker per se, but there are times in my life where I do want to enjoy a celebratory cigar. And I don't really feel like going out to the store every single time I need to get one. So I'm gonna build a box, a humidor, if you will, to store them all. Let me show you how to do it.
For this project, just like any other, we start by milling up the lumber. For the outside of the box, I'm using walnut and purple heart, the best combination together. I had to look up online what the normal size of a humidor is, and the internet's told me that a medium one was 17.5 inches by 10.5 inches by 6 inches tall, and could hold up to 150 cigars, which is way more than I'll ever need.
So I'm a busy guy. Between owning a business and making these YouTube videos, sometimes it's difficult to focus on everything I need to do. That's where this video's sponsor comes in, Magic Mind. Just add a little Magic Mind to your daily routine and enhance focus and motivation. It's a mental performance shot that can be taken as a shot or it can be poured into your favorite breakfast drink. I'm always on the go, so I just grab the shot and off I go, like right now. That's really good. Now, this isn't one of those quick fixes you see all over the internet. All these ingredients are third-party tested and can take up to 3 or 4 days to be maximum effectiveness in your body. And for those who are like, but I like my iced caramel cappuccino latte, those are delicious. I love them too. But you can add this to your daily routine without having to take away your normal love of coffee. Usually I'm skeptical about drinks like this. However, with over 10 years in development and a board of doctors overseeing research, you can rest assured that Magic Mind will work for you. With nano encapsulation technology used, it allows the body to absorb the ingredients 5 to 10 times faster. So not only will it work well, it'll also work fast. Ultimate bliss. Okay, so day 7 of drinking Magic Mind, and I feel better than ever. I've been staying up later, getting up earlier, while staying on task more often. If you want to try Magic Mind, go to magicmind.com/woodwork and use the code WOODWORK20. That's WOODWORK20 to get up to 48% off your first subscription. And if by some chance you don't like it, you can get a 100% refund in the first 100 days. The link is down in the description.
I try to use all local woods in my projects, but sometimes I just want that exotic look. I've had this purple heart laying around for some time, and I really just wasn't sure what I was going to do with it. But if you're looking for something like this, you can find most exotic woods at your local woodworking store. Now, I wanted to use Purple Heart for this lid because when paired up with walnut, it has a beauty that's just simply unmatched.
Now I went around and labeled these as you see pin, pin, tail, tail. And this is very important for a dovetail cutter jig such as the one I have, because there are certain orientations where you have to place these to make them fit right. And I'll show you that in the next step.
All right, so as I was saying in that last slide, this right here is the through dovetails, and that's what I'm doing. We can ignore this part over here. So, as it says, cut tails first, cut pins second. Outside of the surface of the tail board goes on the inside, and the outside surface of the pin board goes on the outside right over here. Since I don't use this jig very much, I second guessed everything I did with this step. But just take your time, follow the instructions, and everything will be alright. I do recommend, if you're going to get a jig like this, to buy good bits separately, because the ones that come with it are really dull and can cause tear out. I had a little bit of tear out in this project, but none that I couldn't deal with. And good God, does it make a lot of dust. So much dust. Now, I may come to regret this, but my dovetails were so tight and I was feeling risky, I decided not to glue the joints. I don't think this will ever cause an issue, for a while at least. Now, if you are going to build any kind of box, I do recommend getting a sanding platform like I got now. I just took a bunch of big sheets of sanding paper and glued it onto a scrap piece of MDF. After we get the box all cut, put together, dovetailed up, I'm going to take the Purple Heart I glued together and get it flat and cut to size so we can get that glued on top. Now, there's no such thing as too much glue here. If you get any gaps, it just won't look right. So use all the glue that you want to ensure that you get a tight fit. While I'm waiting on that to dry, I got some mahogany that I'm going to cut and glue together to make a bottom. back over to the sanding station to ensure the body and the lid have a tight fit. After I get everything sanded up and fitting together nicely, I'm going to take a rabbiting bit on my router table so we can get the bottom of the box attached. Now time to drill for all the hardware. The humidity gauge was easy. I just got a Forstner bit that was the same size as the gauge and then drilled that out. But the hinges are where I started to pucker up. I knew one slip and this entire project was gone. See how close to the edge I had to get while freehand routing these things? My heart was a-jumping. I was so happy after I finished one. Then I remembered I had to do 3 more. No. Then a simple round over just to make it look that much better. Real quick before we go into finishing, I'm going to take an orbital sander with 220 grit and go over the entire thing. Now I ended up putting about 3 coats of enamel on the outside only of this thing. Then I sanded with 220 in between each coat. And now for the final fit together. This was one of those projects that I just didn't want to screw up, and there were so many chances to, but I skirted by them all. Now, this was the first time I've ever used hinges like this. I'm glad I tried it out. It was a challenge for sure, but it was definitely worth it. And of course, no humidor will be complete without lining the inside with Spanish cedar. This wood is used because it's one of the most moisture resistant woods out there. And just like that, we have our functional cigar humidor.
Now, this is my first time building one of these, so obviously there's things I'd do different next time. I still think I might go back at some point and add some shelves in here so I could put cigars in here and then have another level of cigars. I don't smoke that much though, so I don't know how much I would actually need that. Be sure to like, share, comment, just enjoy my content. Go give Magic Mind a like, the link is down in the description. Thanks, Magic Mind.